What's up, everybody? Welcome to Onorato and Company. It's Chris Onorato. That's not Ashley Miller. It's Jason Brinkman from America's Pastime Stables. We are live at the Westside Sports Bar and Grill in downtown Saratoga Springs on Jim Dandy Saturday. It's going to be a huge day at the track. I was over there earlier this morning. People were already ready to get piled into that place. Friday was out of control yesterday, Jason. So I think it's a big Jim Dandy day for sure. Thanks for hanging out with us, everybody. We're going to talk with Jason about the America's Pastime Racing Stable, which is now 3+ years old. The great progress that they've already shown, the wins that have come on the track, not just here at Saratoga, but all the way out on the West Coast as well. And we'll get you ready for Jim Dandy Saturday. We'll look at the short but impressive field for that graded 2 stakes race. Hang on. We're just getting started here on Onorato and Company.
This is Onorato and Company. Brought to you by Alpin House.
And a shout out to all of our local business partners here on the show. And today's show, courtesy specifically of Pick 6 Vodka. Look for those new rebranded bottles of Pick 6 Vodka. Of course, they're all over the track as well. It's the Pick 6 paddock at Saratoga Race Course. All right, Jason, let's talk a little bit about the race that everybody's going to have their eyes on today to start, and then we'll get into the stable itself. Jim Dandy Saturday. This is always the traditional prep race to the Traverse. Chad Brown has a couple of horses in this thing. He keeps saying how much he wants that Traverse victory. Do you think one of his 2 horses today, or one more than the other, suits better for this race in particular? Of course, we're talking about early voting and Zandon.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting the way that the race shapes up. I mean, I think you got 3 prominent horses there with early voting, Epicenter, and Zandon. I was high on Zandon for quite a while. I had a nice little futures bet. I was hoping that he would actually win the Derby, and unfortunately didn't. But all 3 horses are coming back off their Triple Crown trails, and haven't seen any of them in the last couple months. So it'll be interesting to see what type of form that all 3 of them are in. But I think it should shape up for a really good competitive race, even though the field is a little bit short.
Yeah, so you see Western River scratched. He ran on Friday. You know what I think is interesting is, although early voting won the Preakness, and although Zandon had that impressive race in the Kentucky Derby, you look at a horse like Epicenter that doesn't have a win on the Triple Crown Trail, right? But everybody's saying, hey, maybe this is the best 3-year-old, and maybe it's Steve Asmussen's horse that ends up winning not just today, but then in a few weeks in the Traverse. So locally, of course, we talk a ton about Chad Brown here, but it may be Epicenter that people really need to watch out for, right?
It could be. I mean, listen, as a local guy, I'm certainly pulling for Chad Brown. I mean, he hasn't ever won the Traverse, so we'd like to see one of his horses, really perform well today, take a step forward and be prepped so that they can have a good opportunity to win the Traverse and get him a W finally in that race.
What are your thoughts on the fact that it is such a short field? Does that say anything about maybe the class of horses that are in it, that if I don't feel like I've got a good shot against one of these top 3, why take a run at it?
Yeah, I mean, listen, from a wagering perspective, from a fan perspective, I wish that, the race maybe had a few more entries.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be super competitive. I mean, you've got just 3 of the top, 3-year-olds in the country that are going to be in this race today. So, I think it's going to be fun to watch and see how it unfolds. Yeah,
this is a workout video from about a week ago here, early voting in Zandon on the main track with Chad Brown. He was impressed. Chad was, with how both of his horses looked on that Saturday, and it was a good once over for both of these horses that early voting hadn't been on the main track before. And he did say to me, well, I'll play the sound clip here from Chad Brown. He said to me during the week, so just a couple of days ago, he likes the fact that maybe this is going to whether they win or not today, it may just give him a competitive advantage once we get to the Travers. Here's Chad.
I think it's a bit of an advantage, hopefully. You hope they have a good, clean race over the track, but not too taxing of a race where they can still move forward into the Travers and have something left for that race. And early voting, if they both break clean, is going to be more forwardly placed than Zandan. I guess from that standpoint, he'll be ahead of them for most of the race, maybe all of the race, so we'll see. But Zandan, that's his normal running style. If there's enough pace in the race up front, it could really set up for him. It's supposed to be a small field, but a really solid field, and 3 of the top horses in the division are going to run, so it should be an exciting race.
All right, so Chad says should be an exciting race. He said also in that clip, Jason, that Zandan may kind of sit off the lead, but if there's enough speed, it will push him really in the stretch to close hard. So Chad said it, you said it. Do you think it's going to be a really good race? I think we're going to have a really good crowd. It's going to be a beautiful day. There's no humidity out there right now, low 80s. It's certainly not like last weekend when it was in the high 90s.
It was a
good racing day, right?
Last weekend, yeah. No, yesterday, the weather was absolutely perfect. The crowd was incredible. So it was nice to get the weekend kicked off here. I think today, I think track's going to be packed again. So
yesterday was a giveaway day too. Do you always get the giveaways? Is that something you worry about? Or is there one that you still have that you've gotten over the years?
I like when they do like the coolers or the umbrellas. Those have been some good ones. The other ones,
everybody likes a free t-shirt.
Yeah,
but at some point, they wear down on you. There is an umbrella this year.
I know I will definitely be getting my hands on one of those.
They used to do a good pint glass or a beer stein of some sort.
And they also used to do the jockey bobbleheads.
Yes,
I remember that. They haven't done one of those in a while. But those were good ones too.
Yeah, we don't have a Dylan Davis bobblehead yet, right? Let's get a Saratoga Dylan Davis bobblehead going there. Yeah. All right, let's take a quick time out here on Onorato and Company. We'll come back. We'll talk with Jason about America's Pastime Stables and how it continues to grow. He's fresh off a meeting this morning, doing a little bit of breakfast with some of the owners. We're back right after this on Onorato and Company.
Whether you're into lounging, cruising, or just relaxing, summer fun starts with Alpenhaus. Enjoy a smooth ride that'll change the way you boat forever on a Barletta pontoon powered by Mercury Outboard. Nobody makes a more reliable, powerful lineup of outboard motors than Mercury to continue propelling your adventures. Now's the perfect time to buy a new Barletta pontoon with the legendary performance of a Mercury Outboard. Alpenhaus, Route 30, Amsterdam, and alpenhausboats.com.
And now back to Onorato and Company, brought to you by Alpenhaus.
Look for those Pick 6 banners on the paddock this summer at Saratoga Racecourse, a brand that is local. It is distilled here in nearby Greenfield Center, and they're doing big things locally to support the community. So check them out. Thanks to our partners there, Holly and Adam, Serge, and everybody at the Pick 6 Vodka crowd. All right, Jason, let's talk about AP Stables here, man. You obviously are a baseball guy with the Albany Dutchman. Your partner, Brian Spagnola, with the Amsterdam Mohawks. So you're baseball guys. It's such a cool concept. Ashley and I love the fact that, so many of the names to start were baseball related. I know once you claim you can't do much about that. But the silks, and obviously you can see the logo here with the baseball emblem. And it's just a really, I think, a very unique concept. It was, I'm sure, easy for you to come up with, but did you wonder, is this going to fit? Are people going to latch onto this and really love it as much as we do?
Yeah, I mean, it's when this started a little over 3 years ago. I mean, Brian came up with the design, literally sitting at his kitchen table, drawing on some napkins, baseball on the silks, and tying in the baseball theme to it. So I mean, it's been a nice way to kind of stand out from the crowd and have our own little thing, and kind of a cool little story to tell with everybody involved with the stable having some baseball connections. So it's been good, and it was fun. with some of the 2-year-olds that we started out with. We were able to name baseball related names. We had Willie Mays Hayes,
Yep.
Home Run Honey. So
there was a
few
Pete
others
Rose
as well.
related name though too, wasn't there? Was there a Charlie Hustle or something like that? I thought
Carly Hustle.
Carly
yes,
Hustle.
Yeah. That was a filly that we wanted to tie in the name. Yeah, Carly Hustle.
Yeah, it's great. It is. It's like I said, it's unique. It's fun. And you can see scrolling at the bottom of your screen, everybody, how to get involved with America's Pastime Stables. If you want to get into the ownership group, there's a way to do that at a cost that is not probably what you think it would be to kind of get involved with horse racing. There's a phone number there. There's Jason's email as well. Reach out to him. You've got 21 racehorses currently in the stable. Is that what I saw on the website?
Currently, I think we've got 23.
Okay.
We've got 23 racehorses. We've got a dozen brood mares.
Yeah.
We have some breeding as well. We're
and that's new, right? The breeding side of things.
We've gotten more into that
Yeah.
over the last couple of years, but it's exciting. I mean, if you've got the patience for it, it's exciting to follow along. And there's a great New York breeding program that they've got where you get purse kickbacks.
Yeah.
Once those horses start racing and you're listed as the breeder on them. So even if you no longer own the horse, every time that it runs, they're eligible to get purse kickbacks. So
that's really cool.
Nice program that they've got.
Yeah. Okay. What's the best name you've currently got going? I saw on the website Willie Mays Hayes, which of course, if you're a baseball fan and a movie fan, you know what that's from, Major League. But is there a name though that you are like, man, maybe we didn't come up with that one? Maybe it was a claiming horse, but we love that one.
There's one that I'm kind of excited about. It was a horse. Brian and I went down to Florida to purchase at a 2-year-old sale in Ocala, and we purchased it with a guy by the name of Jeff Bloom, and so it was fun to go through the process and see the horse, and then now have it at Saratoga. It hasn't raced yet,
okay.
But to go back to the name tie-in, so Jeff that we're partners with on the horse, he's very close with Chris Hansen from the NFL Red Zone.
Sure.
So the name was actually after him, and his catchphrase starts now.
Yeah.
So the horse's name is starts now. So between the name of the horse and just the process and following it along and getting ready and getting excited for the horse to actually make its first start, I would say that's probably my favorite horse in the barn and name as well. So, and
you're going to see Scott Hansen tweet tomorrow. I guarantee it. 6 more Sundays until NFL Red Zone. He is famous for doing that.
I know. Don't skip past the summer just yet. I don't want to talk about football quite so soon.
Somebody at the track said to me yesterday, "I'm so excited for August." And I said, I don't know that I get excited for August because I know what's on the back end of it. I enjoy August. I get excited for like April and May because then I know I've got a long stretch of summer ahead. August, I'm ready to enjoy, but it's hard to get too psyched for it because it goes by so quickly.
It really does.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. We're already here at the end of July, and it's going to come and go before we know it. So I don't know. Just try to enjoy it every day at the track and take advantage of it. So,
all right, let's talk about how you guys are growing here too. And I'll ask you about the breakfast you had today and how you give owners some really unique and cool experience opportunities. But you now have a female run and owned syndicate called, of course, League of Their Own. I mean, a perfect title to fit right in with America's Pastime Stables. How did this happen?
So we had the idea for a while that we wanted to create something that was more, woman oriented, just because the sport overall is very male dominated. We'd spoken with some women who had been involved, with their husbands in partnerships and maybe just didn't have the best experience and didn't feel like they were, almost even kind of treated the same.
Yeah, sure.
So we started talking to a number of women that were involved in the industry about the idea, and they all thought it was fantastic. And then approached this woman by the name of Maud Walsh, who used to be the director of hospitality for NYRA. She's awesome. super friendly, knows a ton of people in the industry. I mean, she was like the perfect fit for this. And so we brought her on, and she started forming the women's group. We bought their first horse for them, and then I'm going to be claiming another horse for them, hopefully maybe even this weekend.
Cool.
But hopefully, by next weekend, they'll have a second horse in their stable. And they'll get running here at Saratoga. So we're incredibly excited about that.
It's an affordable way to get into horse racing, and there are a number of options in terms of ownership groups. But with you guys in particular, we've looked at it. Ashley and I have is like, hey, if we just wanted to have some fun with this, you can do it affordably, can't you? I mean, I think a lot of people think like, wait a minute, this horse just sold for $200,000. I don't have those kinds of funds to just throw around and have fun with. But you can get in obviously at a much lower level. Yeah.
And those aren't the horses that we're going after anyway. But no, I mean the whole reason that this started was to get friends and family involved, and Brian kind of recruited me in, with that, and then, kind of wound up with starting the partnership. But, I mean, we have people that get involved, for $1,000, $2,000, and it, really people can get in at any level that they feel comfortable with. And, it's kind of been something where, if you're a new horse owner, it's a little bit daunting to just not really knowing what to do, where to go, what the costs are. So we try to just present it in a very approachable way and make sure that people know exactly where their money is going, how it's being spent, that you're able to get in, at a reasonable, affordable price, get your ownership credentials, be able to, take advantage of all the perks and experiences that come along with it. So, we do a ton of events for our owners, and just try to make it, just fun and social, and, just having fun with it. So, this morning we did, and actually every Saturday we do a breakfast over at the barn where, our owners can sign up, and they'll come over, we'll have breakfast set up, and we can just have a one-on-one experience with the horses. So, we enjoy doing things like that.
Yeah. If you're in on a horse that, let's say, never wins a race, maybe doesn't even hit the board, there are still great, like you said, perks and experiences to being an owner, right, at even a lower level, that I think people look at it and say, hey, this was worth the money because it's a cool experience, right? I mean, how many times do we spend money and say it's an experiential thing? This is one of them.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, certainly we hope that the horses
of course
are winning and hitting the board, but if they're not, you can still enjoy the experience and have fun and follow along with your horse. And, when the horse is entered on race day, get dressed up, head to the paddock, watch it get saddled up, root it on, as the race is going on. So, I mean, and just, all the other auxiliary events that we do, not only when Saratoga is running, but really all year round, we, like to do things and get people together and just have fun.
Yeah.
So,
and obviously you guys have had the success to bring some of those owners into the winner's circle. Yeah. Not just here at Saratoga, but you guys are on the West Coast. You're in Florida as well. I know you travel to those locations during the winter months, and you've got representation out west too now, right?
We do, yeah. We recently claimed a horse at Churchill and shipped it out to Del Mar in California. We just partnered with a new trainer out there, Dan Blacker. He's been fantastic for us. So that horse that we claimed at Churchill just made its debut out there in a stakes race opening day at Del Mar. So
awesome.
that was exciting. Horse finished fourth, but ran really well, and look forward to bringing that horse back. But yeah, that's an opportunity where we're looking to expand out there, start a little string out in California, and keep growing out there.
Yeah, very cool. All right, let me ask you just a couple more things here, and then I want to talk some baseball with you while I've got you, especially after what Aaron Judge did last. Do you have Major League Baseball allegiances? Are you a fan of one team in particular?
I'm a Yankee fan.
Okay, so you're having a good year, and Aaron Judge is having a great year, and he's going to have a really good off season, because if it isn't the Yankees, somebody's going to pay him a whole lot of money. So let me go back to a league of their own here. Do you feel like there's even more room for growth that you guys have? Obviously, you can bring in owners at certain levels, but do you feel like this thing could really just kind of explode, especially now with the female factor.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're really trying to, push through to the next level. I think that part of the problem, with some newer stables that start is just the growth and the amount of time and work that really goes into it. So we're trying to push through that to actually scale, to the next level. But yeah, I mean, we're not only trying to grow, America's Pastime, both definitely in New York on the NYRA circuit, but also, couple other locations in the country. And now with League of Their Own, we envision League of Their Own getting as big as America's Pastime is now. We're really one of the only examples of a women's racing stable in the industry. So we're excited. The buzz is definitely out there, especially as the meet starts to go on. So yeah, I mean, we want to continue moving this thing forward.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, Jay, let's take a quick time out here. When we come back, I want to ask you about the Albany Dutchman. There was a record-breaking summer by one of your players, and we want to talk to you about what Aaron Judge is doing because it's absolutely insane. All right, we're back right after this on Onorato and Company.
I don't care what kind of stories that's been told on you. That may be a lot of things in life you used to do. If you can't give true love to me, I'll understand. Just do the best you can.
Michelob Ultra, 2.6 carbs and 95 calories.
At Marcella's Appliance Center, our commitment is to you, providing essential appliances that families depend on for cooking, refrigeration, cleaning, and sanitation, plus appliance repair. You can have peace of mind that Marcella's is here for you today and every day, like we have been since 1957, helping you make the right choice with trusted brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, Genair, and many more. Shop Marcella's Appliance Center in-store, online, or by phone. We're here for you.
And now back to Onorato and Company, brought to you by Alpenhaus.
Shout out to KPM Restoration, Niscoba, Performance Industrial, Novice Clothing Company, and Popeyes, the sponsor of our weekly segment here, the Popeyes Louisiana Fast Minute, which you get each and every single Thursday here with me and Ashley Miller. All right, Jason, Albany Dutchman, you won your final regular season game, but let's go back a few nights, right? And you get a record-setting night by a guy in the stolen base department, right? 41 was the number that ended up breaking the record. Is that right?
Yeah, I think it was David Silva Jr. On the road out in Oneonta. He swiped a couple bags. I believe he's got 43. Yeah, so we set the all-time league record. So we were excited for him for that.
Insane. What is the entire experience of being with the Albany Dutchman like for you? Now part of the Perfect Game Collegiate Baseball League and has been for a while. It is exactly what you hear in the title. Some of the best college baseball players in the country, some of the best amateur baseball players in the country. They end up getting drafted while they're still in your uniform in a lot of cases. Is this something that you still are kind of super passionate about? You got a couple of big projects going here.
Yeah, it's a busy time of year when baseball and racing kind of collide, but it's fun. I still enjoy it, and it's fun going to the ballpark each day. I mean, there are far worse places to go to go to the office, but it's a blast being able to do it. We had our final home game on Wednesday, and it was we were able to pack the park and so that's always fun when you get a good crowd out there and people are enjoying the game. So
I love seeing the video of former players coming back to kind of show their respect for your manager Nick Davey, who's retiring, to coach his son's baseball teams. What has he meant to the organization?
Oh, I get like chills kind of just thinking about it, to be honest with you. I mean, he's retiring after 13 years with the Dutchman. He and I have worked closely throughout that time. Yeah, I mean, it was just it was difficult this last week in our last home game, and even last night on the road down in Saugerties. He's still going to remain involved in the program. I don't think he could ever fully give it up. But in all seriousness, I mean, he's put our program where it is today, single-handedly because of him. And I can't say enough good things about what he's meant to the Dutchman, what he means to his players, coaches, peers. I mean, he's so well respected. And then just, with our last home game, so many of his players sent in, we reached out to a bunch of them to send in, video messages, and everyone was like, oh, of course, we'll send something in. And so we were able to put together a nice little video montage for him. But there were also so many players that showed up to the game just to, give their support. We had, just one quick story. We had Ben Seiler from Siena played for us for a few years, and found out after the game from one of our interns that apparently I'm blanking on where he was driving from, but he had to leave at 5:30 in the morning and drove straight like 12 hours to get to the game so he would make it on time just to be there to support Coach Davey. So, just one small story like that, I mean, just shows you the respect and how well liked that Coach Davey really is.
Yeah, I love that story, man. It's a great, and he's been good to the media, which of course, we appreciate so much. The access he's given throughout the years, 13 seasons, you said, with you guys, man. Yeah. Okay, but still going to be around. So have you already started the search? Have you started thinking who's our next manager? Is there somebody you immediately can just slide in? Is this going to be a little bit of a process for you?
Yeah, it gives me anxiety because I don't know who's going to fill his shoes. I mean, that's the problem is that nobody's truly ever going to fill his shoes. No, I mean we've got to figure it out here. So we wanted to just get through this season.
Yeah,
but we'll pretty quickly start seriously looking to because we start recruiting the team almost immediately for next year. So we do really need to figure this out sooner than later and make sure that we've got somebody that's in place that knows what they're doing. And,
it'd be nice to have somebody who can help you in that recruitment process, so it isn't all on the GM. All right. Sam wants to know, I'm flying solo. Well, no, that's why I brought a guest on the show, Sam. That's why we got Jason here.
I'm not as good as Ashley.
To help me out. I need all the help I can get. How about this? Friday night, Aaron Judge hits 2 home runs, a 2-run shot, and then a grand slam. Yanks beat the Royals, and now he's got 41. He's on pace to hit 65 home runs this year. That, of course, would break the Yankees single-season mark by Roger Maris of 61. When is the last time I have thought about this, so I'm cheating because I already have a little bit of an idea of an answer that I'll throw out there. Who's the last athlete you remember betting on themselves as Aaron Judge has and is now going to cash in the way he will?
I mean,
for me, it's Joe Flacco. Remember, he turned down a Ravens offer. Then he went 4-0 in the playoffs, won the Super Bowl, didn't have a single turnover, and he got a huge payday. And then you saw the career decline a little bit here. I'm not saying Judge is going to decline, but man, you turned down what the Yankees offered him, $30+ million a year. And now to me, you start at 40 a year. He's going to get 40 million or more a year, I think, after the season he's having.
It's unbelievable what he's doing, and even through the arbitration when we were trying to decide. I just don't know what the heck
21 or 19, whatever.
What are the Yankees doing? Like, let's figure this out. I just don't understand. Pay him, and why would you upset him like that? I mean, maybe it worked out because it motivated him, to perform. But I mean, let's get serious. I mean, come on, he's done so much for that team. I mean, if they don't sign him and they lose him in the offseason, I mean, more power to him. But if you're the Yankees, I don't know what the heck you're doing.
And I don't think Yankees fans would be happy about this, but the only way you could survive as Brian Cashman if Judge walks out the door is that if Juan Soto walks through the door. That would be the only way, and it's not a trade, but I'm saying if he were to Judge and you make a deal to get Soto, to me, it's the only way you could say, hey, look, yes, we lost the face of this franchise, but now we've got a 23-year-old stud who's ready to carry us for the next 10 years. I'm not saying the Yankees should do that or will do that, but to me, it's the only way Cashman could possibly save face by not keeping Aaron Judge.
Yeah, I just think, the whole problem with this, it's turned into such a huge distraction, at least in my mind. And, he's still going out doing his thing, obviously. 2 home runs the other night, had the walk-off the night before that.
Yep.
So apparently it's not a distraction to him, but for everybody else, I just don't get it.
Sam is a Mets fan, full disclosure here, but he says he can as many homers as he wants in the regular season. It's all about the postseason. Yeah, no doubt. I think Giancarlo Stanton has had better postseasons really than Judge, but 99 may be in for a big year overall, knowing what is on the other side once we hit kind of the winter meetings and then the contract offers he will get. Because no matter what the Yankees offer now, right, Jay, he's not just going to immediately take it. I think he's happy to kind of test the waters and see are the Dodgers, are the Padres, I don't know about the Red Sox, but is there going to be a team that's willing to throw more out there? And then do I decide, hey, I'm going to stay in the Bronx even if it's for less?
He's definitely going to find out. He's going to shop himself around. He's getting the best offer that he can get, and it's going to be a boatload. So.
Yeah. Do you think he'll break Maris's record of 61? He would have to go. For a while, he was like right on the fringe. He was on pace to hit 61 or 62. He's been red hot this last week, and as you see, now he's on pace to hit 65. Really, we're talking about 2+ months left in the season. He'd have to cool down a little bit to not hit 21 home runs, which is crazy to say.
It really is. It would be cool to see him, be able to break that record. I don't know. It'll be fun to follow along. In the way things have been going, he's obviously motivated to perform to get that payday. So, I certainly wouldn't bet against him.
Yeah. All right. Who's your pick today in the Jim Dandy? Who do you think ends up crossing that finish line first?
I think it's going to be a good race. Got to see what I'm going to do here in my late.
Yeah. Do you want to give us an exacta or trifecta? 4 horses trifecta, but do you want to give us something here?
I'm gonna take a little stand. I think with Zandon.
Okay.
I've liked that horse for a while. What wasn't, the Derby performance was I don't know. I think he improves a little bit off that effort. I'm going to use a couple in multi-race wagers. It'll be interesting to see the way that got to finish off my handicapping before I put anything in, but I don't know. The sequence for some of the late multi-race wagers isn't the greatest. If Jackie's Warrior does wind up winning, that horse is going to go off, 1 to 5, 1 to 9. So it doesn't create too much value. And even this race, you're going to wind up having, 3 horses that all go off, close to each other, in that 2 to 1, 9 to 5, 8 to 5 range. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm more excited to watch the race as a fan, I think, than I am from a wagering perspective.
Okay,
so.
Fair enough. All right. Well, you say you've got work to do. I've kept you overtime here. I'll let you do that handicapping work here before post time at 1 o'clock or shortly thereafter here on this Jim Dandy Saturday. We're live from Westside Sports Bar and Grill in downtown Saratoga Springs. Come on by and see us. This is where I do trivia each and every single Monday night. Dave Harmon is such a great guy, the owner here at Westside. So we're happy that he's opened his doors for us this morning. And we thank you for watching us here on Onorato and Company. Enjoy the races today. Enjoy the baseball. And we're back here on Thursday morning at 10 a.m. And you can always find the show on My 4 Saturday nights at 6:30. Jay, thank you, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Good to see you.
Chris.
Jason
Appreciate
Brinkman
it.
from America's Pastime Stables. Check them out online. Give them a call. Shoot Jason an email if you're interested in getting involved. I have to imagine the interest spikes during Saratoga season.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. We race all year round, but everybody is keyed on Saratoga. So, Triple Crown season hits, the excitement starts to build, and then you get into June and the beginning of July. And then now that we're here, it's everybody's pumped. So
it's a beautiful season to be a part of. Thanks for watching, everybody. Onorato and Company on News Channel 13's Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube.